Hi, it's Pastor Tim Wempner from Good Shepherd's Lutheran Church in West Dallas, Wisconsin. I have to admit that I'm a little bit happy today because after I've recorded this video and done a couple of other things later this afternoon, I'm getting a haircut. I have to drive out of the county to do it. I don't mind because this is about as long as my hair's been in recent memory. So I'm looking forward to it. Although I recognize in the big picture, as bothersome or maybe even annoying as my long hair is to me, it's relatively small on the scale of problems that people are dealing with in life right now. Life has a lot of reasons to be upset and unhappy. Recently we've dealt with this whole coronavirus problem, and it appears we'll continue to have to deal with it. But before that there were lots of problems, right? A year ago. And when we've forgotten what coronavirus is, there'll still be problems in this world. Generally speaking, when we face those anxious, stressful situations in life, it's human nature to want to find a distraction so we don't have to think about it. Maybe reading a book or watching TV or a hobby that we can immerse ourselves in. Maybe it's going to work and just working real hard so we don't have to think about the problems of life. Unfortunately for some, it even turns to drinking, doing something to avoid thinking about the problems of life. They're out there, real problems, troublesome, far worse than not being able to get a haircut. And Paul in Philippians chapter 4 offers us an alternative to being worried and stressed out about those problems. In Philippians chapter 4, Paul writes this: "Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Rejoice in the Lord, he says. In case you didn't get it the first time, I'll say it again. Rejoice. Rejoice as you know what Jesus Christ has done for you. You know that you belong to him, that your sins are forgiven. Your failures in life, the real failures in your life, are forgiven because Jesus Christ died for your sins. Rejoice to know that you are his child. There is no greater news than to be God's child through faith in Jesus. Rejoice, Paul says, by praying with thanksgiving. He doesn't say just when life's going good, but let your faith express itself as you pray to God with the confidence that he will give you whatever you ask in his name, as Jesus has said, that he will work all things for your good, as Paul was inspired to write. And so pray with that boldness of faith. Rejoice also as you let your gentleness be evident to all. The gentleness that Paul writes about there is not just that you're a pushover and let people walk all over you, but it's the patient endurance of dealing with troubles, hardships, even people doing wrong to us, and not becoming angry or vengeful, but continuing to act in faith, continuing to trust that the Lord will work all for our good. It feels to me, maybe just because I'm getting a haircut, but it feels like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. May or may not be true. I don't know how long we'll be dealing with this coronavirus, but it feels like there's a little bit of hope as stores are opening, as we'll have worship again this Sunday here at Good Shepherd's. It feels like maybe normal life is coming back. But the truth of the matter is, our joy is not based on getting a haircut or even having worship on a Sunday. Paul says, rejoice in the Lord always. And it's not based on the present circumstances in which we deal with, but we rejoice because we see the big picture of Jesus Christ. We know his love. We know how our story ends with us in heaven. We know that he is with us as we deal with the present situations and trials. We have the joy of knowing Jesus Christ. And so today and this week is a good day and a good week, just like last week and yesterday and tomorrow will be. because we know Jesus. May you find that joy, that ability to rejoice, not just based on what's happening today, but based on the fact that you know Jesus Christ, that you are confident that he is with you and that he will never leave you. And so, rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again. Rejoice.